Hey, I'm Kaz, the channel for the higher light.
And I'm Sally, your energetic guide and card reader.
This is the quantum thread.
A space to demystify energy, explore consciousness, and empower you to trust your inner truth. Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 11 of the Quantum Thread. Welcome back, Kaz. How are you?
Hi, I'm fabulous. I've been to Queensland for a holiday. I am loving this beautiful weather. Well, not so much yesterday, but life is wonderful.
You
How are
can,
you?
yes, yeah, fabulous. Thank you. You can feel that spring has sprung. The air is warming down here, isn't it? And all the blooming flowers are literally blooming. It's beautiful. Hay fever and that sort of stuff is happening, but who cares? It's beautiful.
Well, we're on the mid-north coast, so we're actually looking summer dead in the eye at the moment. Our flowers are going, "What's happening?" They're wilting. It's been
Oh,
pretty hot, but today's a lot better.
wow. Well, waiting to catch up to that. So no, we haven't got to the wilting stage. But something about flowers and their blooming and their beauty that draw us in. And I thought we might discuss today about imagination, how important imagination is helping us transition from this 3D world to the 5D world. Well, we're kind of stuck in the 4D, in the middle at the moment. And I think imagination has come up in our past conversations about it's really helpful tool to help us use our imagination to step into this 5D energy of just being and just what is it that we're choosing to create in this new world for ourselves.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, and it's what we're choosing to see in things. That's been
Mm,
my experience. When you mentioned flowers blooming, and that was the very thing that got me over the hump of an old 3D traumatic life
mm,
into knowing I can find more, knowing that life truly is beautiful just through looking at a flower. And in that journey, there were many damaged flowers. There were many that
mm.
weren't truly beautiful as far as standards of beauty goes. And I learnt with my guides as well, but you all have guides. Your imagination goes into that flower and shows you its beauty exactly as it is. And that's the part of you that you need to see as well. The beauty of you, despite any of those things that you may think are issues, they're not. You're beautiful.
I love that it's seeing life and yourself through a different lens.
Yeah,
You're changing the goggles, so to speak. And I see
yeah.
it every single time with my clients, how beautiful they are, particularly on the inside. And they are so judgy and hard on themselves. And I think, as you said, that's such a 3D way of looking at stuff. There is beauty within everything. And yes, it's in the eye of the beholder, but I can see beauty in everybody, and so can you. And I just think this 5D shift is allowing ourselves to see through a different lens, to actually peel back those external bits and pieces that are keeping us stuck. Oh, the Debbie Downers about ourselves, but really tap into that inner beauty. I mean, if we're always talking about stopping, just stopping and pausing and appreciating what's around us. We're so busy, 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 going fast, fast, fast to get to the destination. And as we always say, stop and enjoy the journey along the way. And that was one thing that I really sort of stepped up into during COVID, was in appreciating nature and the beauty of nature, because we were sort of stuck in the 1 hour out. I would walk along the Yarra and watch um the little ducks hatch and then grow up, and little bellbirds, and appreciating the simple things. And I think 5D is about that, back to basics, appreciating the simple things in life and slowing down. Just even thinking about it is slowing me down, connecting me to that energy of beauty. It is just beauty, and it's nature teaches us so much. It's just so beautiful, and so intricate, but so beautiful on the outside as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And it reminds me of embracing your shadow as well,
Mm,
because the shadow, the light, like you can play with the light And the light will teach you to look at your shadow differently.
Mm.
And it's the same in nature. You've, as a amateur photographer, you play with the light and you've got the reflections on the waters and you've got the shadows on the land, and they're all beautiful. So it's up to us to notice that our shadows are just as beautiful, that our shadows don't necessarily need to be changed. They're a valid part of us. And who would we be without them?
Oh, I just love that. And we always talking about you need the duality, you need the light and the dark. And the learnings
Yeah,
and growth is done in the dark, and the light can help reflect us back to see that. And
yeah,
yeah, once we get our head around that there's a silver lining out of everything that happens in the dark, in the shadows. And, the 3D way is to build fear of the dark. Whereas the dark, the ancient Egyptians, the dark is where all the growth was done. And it's not a fearful place, but we've been conditioned and our brain's been trained that way. I still can't I keep replaying over one of our episodes where it's about going back to kindergarten and retraining and relearning
yeah,
our conditioned beliefs so that the dark isn't scary, it's actually good. The shadows of the moon, how beautiful is that?
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, nature is a wonderful teacher of how to look at things. And even through this transition into fifth dimensional energies, you can look at a tree and just keep looking, and you will see with the light and the sky and the leaves, it will show you different things. You can learn to see, I can see faces in the trees, faces in the bark or the trunks, and other shapes, like I had an eye, a perfect eye, even with the middle there in one of the plants out the back. It was like the eye of Ra. And
Oh
I
yeah.
just look at it, and it would show me. And when I'd look from different angles, it would show me other things. And, we want you to look at your inner world like that. There's not black and white. It's a beautiful matrix
Mm.
of shifting lights, the shadows, the darks, the lights, the shines, the sparkles, all the different ways to look at yourself and bring all that with you into the higher ways of thought.
Absolutely. This is about tapping into our sacral chakra, right? Opening up our creativity, our imagination, connecting with beauty and life. And it happens that we're focusing on nature today, but the more we can tap into this, what are we choosing to create? Having that visual, seeing it, hearing it, feeling it, tasting it as if we've already got it. We are master creators, and we can allow ourselves to tap into unlimited opportunities and possibilities. But it's, what's the first step, do you reckon, in doing that?
It's about conscious choice in allowing your imagination, and I, single that word out because it is imagination, it is not thought that is habitual.
Yeah.
It's about retraining that imagination to come into positivity.
Mm.
We've all been taught very negative ways, very, very negative. The world has been spinning on negativity, but that is not how it needs to be.
Mm.
And in fact, that is not helping the world spin at all. It's positivity, shadows, lights, whatever you want to think about it, bad experiences, good experiences, that they cannot re-hurt you. You
Mm.
can relive them in your mind, but you do not get hurt from them a second time. You heal from them. So
Oh.
hiding from those past experiences, hiding from your shadows, denying your triggers, denying the existence of yuck. Can I say yuck?
Mm.
Denying the existence of that is not healing anything
Mm.
and keeping it's hurting you more through the denial. So you hurt more by holding on to it. You
Yeah.
will continue to hurt more by holding on to it. When you let go, retrain the imagination to be able to experience that in your mind in a positive way that is proactive for your future.
Yeah, I love that. I always joke and say denial. It's a dirty old river in Egypt. Sorry.
Denial.
Just had to throw that one in, but it's true.
Yeah.
Holding on to this past stuff, past experiences, past shadows. It's allowing yourself to have permission and that it's safe. It's safe for you to open up your imagination. I don't know about you, but I've been having the most intensely wild dreams. You know, that's where your imagination runs wild. You dimensionally travel in your dreams. Like it's, whoa, I'm having, like, you could write movie scripts on what I'm dreaming at the moment. How about you?
Yeah, I've had quite a few as well. It's it's all the changes in the planets at the moment. It's really intense.
It is intense. It totally is. I think this is a good time for us to get you into channel mode and tap in and have a little chat with the Golden Group and see what words of wisdom they can bring in today, what sort of tools, tips, insights they can share about how we can tap further into our imagination and why to help us transition into this 5D world, because it is challenging at the moment. The energy can be a little bit intense, and we are having, extreme I don't know, experiences, and people are going through a lot. So any tips would be very helpful as it's just getting into channel mode.
Welcome. Welcome to this incredibly divine space. We thank you for being here and we ask, how may we serve?
Thank you so much for joining us today. So I was just having a chat with the channel about using our imagination to help us transition through these seemingly tough times, to help us step more into this 5D experience, to get out of, our head in some ways, to allow ourselves to open up. But got any sort of tools or insights or wisdom to help us tap more into it, where it's going to be safe, but allow ourselves to open up to more of this being energy?
Allow yourself to make a little game.
Mm.
Open your imagination. Visualize a door opening. Find yourself a simple, not emotional subject or situation in your life. Look upon that. Now ask yourself to look at it in a different manner. Find something that you had overlooked. Find a different angle, different theme, something just different from the ordinary. Stretch it, rearrange it, make it a completely new vision of the same situation. And when you are done, go at it for a third. Find a new area of light, a different shade of light.
Mm.
There are infinite shades of light. And do this often. Maybe one a day to begin with. Find a situation in your day and learn how you can see it from different angles. You can
Mm.
begin by looking at it from another person's point of view. You can look at it from perhaps a higher point of view or even a lower point of view. This will help you to understand the process of how different moods create different levels and areas within the imagination. You want to allow your imagination to be of the highest energy.
Mm.
So, learning, experimenting with looking at things from a lower perspective can help you to understand the energy differences that your mind can be in, that the imagination portal that you have opened, and learn to read the energy of your inner world from a much greater advantage. Is this helpful to you?
Oh, very much so. Thank you. Learn to read the energy of your inner world from a different advantage. I love that. It's wonderful that there are different ways and different perspectives, and from lower energy ones up to higher energy ones. And everything you've been saying over the past few weeks is about practicing, learning and practicing. And I think that's one of the keys as well, is just to keep trying, keep doing it, and just it'll become easier, I think.
Consistency is the key,
Yes.
and conscious action.
Yes.
We cannot change, none of us, humans, or any other evolved beings, cannot change without action, without being consciously aware of the many different viewpoints. We have learned how the human can change through observation and seeing each of you from these various viewpoints. This is how we study the evolution of what is occurring, and this has been going on for not simply decades, but centuries, my dear ones.
Mm.
Learning to see from a different point of view
Mm.
is a change maker, is a way to bloom the inner world in completeness. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, I'd be interested to have Golden Group's take on, from outside looking in, how do you think we're doing at the moment? What are your thoughts on ah, how we're doing as us earthly humans with this shift in navigation?
We are most pleased with the opening
Mm.
of what we can describe as the fifth dimensional flower that all of you are, is blooming, is taking place perfectly in tune.
Mm.
There, of course, is still a significant amount of fertilizer around the base of this unique, beautiful flower, and the turbulence of the energy in between, one becoming the other.
Mm.
We are so pleased with all of you.
Mm. Thank you, because I think there's we can feel a rapid shift recently over the past couple of weeks, and it's springtime here, and everything is starting to bloom, and I can feel people are starting to actually bloom. It's interesting that fertilizer is still needed at the base of the flower. I think, yeah, that sums it up. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You are most welcome. And with that, we thank you, we love you, we bless you.
Thank you. Oh, always so insightful. Kaz is just going to take a moment to come back to us and rejoin with us. And I always just love our conversations because they're so wise, the Golden Group, just, the collective group coming through with their messages. Welcome back, Kaz.
Thank you. Thank you. I have been working on my re-landing and it's getting much easier.
Smoother landing, right?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Oh, I just love that. I always do, but they're so eloquent the way that the channel brings, the Golden Group brings their messages across. And they're equating us to, because I asked at the end, how do you think we're doing as a collective with where they're at? And they said they're very pleased with the opening of the flower, the blooming of the flower, but we still need a lot of fertilizer at the base.
Yeah. Fertilizer. Well, there's a lot of people doing a lot of work, so
That's right. It's
yeah,
true.
eyes are opening
Yeah.
all the
And I think,
time.
and that's the problem we're surrounded with. Remember, we've spoken about anything plugged in, the distractions, the media, the noise. We just get caught
Yeah,
in the turmoil. But at the same, there's more light than there is dark. And it's just that we just get distracted from seeing the light. And, to
yeah,
hear that they're really pleased with where we're going. And it's so beautiful. And yeah, that was great. I don't know if you were aware of what we were talking about, but it was seeing things from a different point of view with the different layers of the heavy energies. And, once again, it's about, they said, consistency, being consistent and taking conscious action. We've just got to keep at it and keep at it. But learning to see things at this higher energy and learn to read the energy of your inner world from a different perspective. So it's once again,
yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
putting a different lens on and seeing things in a different way. And I just think we need to keep just chipping away at it and stop getting drawn back into the world
Drama.
that's going on, the drama, and start to see like the beauty in nature, the blooming and the sprouting and the flowers blooming. But don't forget to put the shit in around at the base, right?
Well, it's already there. That's why it's blooming. You don't need to put more in, believe me. There's enough. Shall we ask the cards?
Oh, definitely. Thank you. Yes. Just give me 1 sec. I'll just grab them. Whoops. Down, down, down. Those. Just stop them. All righty. Let's see what the cards come up with. Oh, actually, let's shuffle up. It's just, the timing is always impeccable. It says stay stable. Tune your dial into your personal radio station. This is where your frequency, vibration, and energy are most stable, in harmony and in alignment and flow. Exactly what we were just talking about just then, about don't get drawn into the drama. Just, find your stable spot, which is your personal radio station. So, in the old days and you had the dials, bit of static, you weren't on the station properly. When you're on the station, you're just in your lane, everything's groovy, you're comfortable in your own skin, you're not distracted with all the other stuff, you're just stable. You've got your personal radio station, you're listening to the music that you love, people are resonating to your station, they tune into. It's just like you don't have to be doing anything more, you just have to be more comfortable in that lane, because that's where you're most stable. So yeah, what a way to end.
Yeah, awesome.
Any parting words today then, Kaz?
Oh, I love everyone and everything. I'm in that channeling. I've got that energy of the and
Floaties.
I do. It's just beautiful. Thank you everyone for being here. And just do a little bit each day. Don't overwhelm yourself. Little steps.
Simple, small steps makes it more sustainable, more
Yeah.
achievable, reduces the overwhelm. Well, Kaz, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. And thank you everyone
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Episode 11, double fingers plus one. Woohoo, double thumbs up for that. All right, everyone, we'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye. That's it for this episode of The Quantum Thread.
If you have questions you'd like answered by the channel or topics you want us to explore, reach out anytime.
You can connect with Kaz for private channel sessions or with either of us for support on your journey.
Until next time, keep tuning in, trusting yourself, and following your inner thread.